Hi, I'm Neil Simpkins, or Nelly, from Wasabi, and welcome to this video. What we're going to talk about today is upload speeds and also potential problem solving when you're not seeing the transfer rates that you were hoping for. So the first one, the upload speed. So we quite often get customers saying, or potential customers saying, you know, I've got 20 terabytes of data. How long is it going to take me to get that data to Wasabi over the internet? So there are several things we can do to try and work out that. Now, bear in mind, all these things are theoretical. There are lots of things that could be causing, or that can cause, network slowdowns between your infrastructure and Wasabi. But theoretically, we can look at the numbers and roughly work out how long something's going to take. I'm going to stop my video now because none of you want to see me, and if you do, you're very weird. So let's remove that one. There we go. So now you can get a full screen. So cool. So I've logged into the Wasabi dashboard here, the Wasabi console, and first thing I'm gonna want to do is see what kind of speeds I'm getting between my infrastructure and Wasabi. So down on the settings tab here, you'll see that there is a speed test option. So go ahead and click this, and you'll see that we little password box, and we just ask you to cut and paste the password in here, and then we get our speed test page. Now it's going to find the optimal server, which for me, I'm in a place called Malmesbury in the UK. So for me, that is the EU West 1 data center. If that was wrong, or if I wanted to speed test against one of the other data centers, I can just go ahead and pick the data center that I want to. Maybe it's Germany or Amsterdam or Paris, maybe one of those guys that I want to speed test against. But I'm not today. I'm just going to go for my local DC, which is EU West 1. So when I'm ready to go, I just hit the big go button, and it's going to go ahead and give me a speed test. So not expecting crazy things here. I do live in the countryside on a kind of soggy bit of string internet connection. So I would expect around somewhere between 50 and 60 megabits per second of my upload. So there we go. So, of my download. And my upload is normally around 18. So that's looking not too bad today. So 59.3 download and 18.6 upload. So now we've got those figures, we can go ahead and roughly work out how long an upload would take. So I generally use some readily available bandwidth calculators. This one here, calculator.net. Bandwidth calculators, one that I quite often use. And you can just go in and plug in the information and see what's going to come back. So let's say I had a 10 terabyte backup, and I want to know how long the 10 terabytes is going to take over my, what do we say, 18.6. Let's be naughty and go 19. My 19 megabits per second connection. So that's going to take 48 days, 17 hours and 34 minutes. Now, obviously, that's a very low megabits per second. Obviously, most people would have more than that. So let's think of a normal customer who might have, let's say, 1 gigabit per second. It's going to take 22 hours. And let's say a customer had a nice 10 gigabits per second internet pipe. We're talking 2 hours. Now, remember I said this is theoretical. There are lots of reasons why you might not get, if you had a 10 gig pipe, why you wouldn't get all 10 gig to use for your backup. Maybe it's used for other infrastructure needs, or there might be congestion on the line between your infrastructure and Wasabi. So this is a theoretical figure. So I generally tell customers, all right, well, if you've got a 10 gig line, drop it down to 8 or 7, and then that might give you a more realistic idea of what you're going to get. If you really want to be cautious, let's say we're going to use half of that line to see how long that upload's going to take. So that's a theoretical kind of, finger in the air practice on how to work out how long something's going to take to get to us. Then the other question, I'm not kind of seeing the upload speeds that I thought I was going to get. Can I have a look at that? Well, yes. This is a great place to start. Do the speed test, because if you do raise a support request, one of the things they're going to ask is, have you done the speed test, and can we see the figures from this? The other thing they'll probably want is a trace route. So I use a product called WinMTR to do trace routes. So you would go ahead and pick your local DC and then see what kind of trace route you're getting between your infrastructure and Wasabi. So this is going to tell us all the hops that we're going through to get from my firewall here at home all the way through to our DC. And if I'm seeing any packet loss, is that going to cause a problem? Is the data still getting there? So I can go ahead, I'll let this run for a little bit, so I get some nice data, and then once I've got that ready to go, I would copy this out to a email and send it to Wasabi support, along with the speed test results, and then they can have a look to see if they can see any errors going on internally and anything they could suggest that might help improve the speeds. We at Wasabi, we don't throttle anything, we don't throttle any customers. There's nothing going on that should, on our end of the infrastructure, cause you any slowdown. But support will help you to try and understand where along the data's journey there might possibly be some kind of bottlenecks or something going on. So hopefully that video was interesting to you. So yeah, just the first bit, just to try and work out, when customers ask how long is it going to take to copy my data up to Wasabi, or it might be a download as well. How long will it take to bring my data down from Wasabi? And then also, if you are seeing any slowdowns, just some information you might want to pull out ready, because support are going to ask you for these things. So the speed test, the trace route, and then they'll work with you to try and understand what's going on. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and see you again soon.